It's been a corporate governance debacle of soap opera proportions, and today the old Mutual and Peter Moyo saga continues. The insurer is expected to argue against the High Court's decision to reinstate Moyo as CEO of the company after he was dismissed on two separate occasions. Now, Moyo was first fired in May over a breakdown in trust. Old Mutual cited a conflict in interest when Moyo was paid dividends from a company in which the insurer also held shares. Now, a lot has happened since then. Studio to discuss the next phase of events that will take place. Very good morning to you, and thank you for joining us. Court proceedings underway today. What can be expected? Well,
Old Mutual have appealed the Judge Brian Mashile's decision to reinstate Peter Moyo. So we're expecting, obviously, for Old Mutual to argue why they believe that decision was the wrong one. They're obviously hoping to have that decision overturned. Old Mutual in fact, have said that reinstating Moyo would be an upending of company law and corporate governance. So it's likely that they'll keep that line of argument today.
This has really been a protracted case, a lot of back and forth, a lot of mudslinging. In terms of some of the key elements that essentially summarized the merit of this case, what are those elements?
So it's been 6 months, in fact. Since the initial this debacle started, in fact. Since then, we've had a lot of subcharges that have taken place. So at the moment, there's an application for the judge to be accused. There are obviously there are contempt of court charges against Old Mutual for not having reinstated Moyo back. Moyo has also applied to the court to have the Old Mutual board declared delinquent, and he's also most recently he sued the company as well for 250 million unless he's reinstated. So there's been a lot going on, a lot of subplots throughout this case so far.
250 million rand. You mentioned that as a figure that stands out. But is there a settlement on the table? Are we going to get anywhere near some sort of agreement in this case?
Well, the parties did have initial talks early in the case. They didn't come to an agreement. Since then, it seems that the relationship has deteriorated further to a point where I'm not sure they can be in the same room, as a matter of fact. So it's difficult to see an agreement coming out of this. Old Mutual have they vowed to fight this reinstatement to the end, saying that they'll use whatever legal options they have to do so. But in the meanwhile, the company's share price has fallen by around 17% in the past 6 months. So an out-of-court settlement at the moment seems really unlikely.
Let's leave it there. Thank you so much for your time. Of course, we'll be keeping an eye on this one as soon as those court proceedings get underway this morning. Our business reporter, Farren Collins, monitoring those developments around this case.